Hey guys, a lot of you guys have been asking me about how to quiet down the Minelab Equinox 800 or 600 when you've got some interference going on. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I would do. So stick around. We're going to start right now. Hey guys, Scott here from the Mental Metal channel and mentalmetaldetecting.com. Today I'm down here at a new permission. Well, it's not new, it's an old permission, I should say. And I thought I would do another micro session video on the Minelab Equinox. Right now I have the 800. This micro session will be good for the 600 as well. I want to talk about interference and what you can do to quiet your machine down. So I've been asked a lot about, what happens when your machine gets really out of whack, too chatty, lots of interference. Sorry, I'm by a road. Well, there's a couple things you can try on the Equinox. One of the very first things, and I'll walk you through it here, is check your sensitivity. A lot of times people will up their sensitivity and not realize it, and when they go to detect, the machine gets really erratic, and you'll hear a lot of chatter and stuff going on. So one of the first things I recommend to people is just lower your sensitivity. Sometimes you can lower it down to 18, 17. I wouldn't go any lower than that though. And that will usually clear up anything that is non-electrical, right? So that could be just your ground's really sensitive. But if you're surrounded by electrical wires and you got an in-ground electric fence for a pet or something like that, there are a couple things, other things you can try to make this machine a little bit more stable. And we're going to go over them here in a second. Alright guys, hope you can see this and the glare isn't too bad. But the first thing I would do if I had a lot of interference going on is I would just lower, by using the plus and minus key, lower your sensitivity. I wouldn't go any lower than 17 though. But sometimes you guys will get your sensitivity and start raising up because somebody's told you the higher the sensitivity, the better. But you can already hear my machine starting to get funky. So I don't usually run it at 25. I like to run mine no higher than 23. Sometimes, if I can, I'll go higher. But most of the time, it's around 22, 21. By default, it's 20. But you can take it down to 18, maybe 17 if you need to. And try that. Alright guys, one of the other things, if the sensitivity is not working for you and it's still erratic, you might have some power lines in the area that are driving you crazy, then I would recommend changing your frequency. A lot of times people don't realize that simple of a fix will make all the difference. And usually if the sensitivity doesn't work, the frequency change will. And if another little tip, if you're out on these seated hunts, on these competition hunts or paid hunts that you go to, and you turn your machine on and all of a sudden you hear everybody else's Equinox around you, the trick is change your freak. Now my rule of thumb is the higher the frequency you go, the less chance you have somebody around you that's going to be in that frequency, and therefore you have a better chance of quieting the machine down. But sometimes you can go lower and it works just the same. So that's just one other thing I would do, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Alright guys, changing frequencies is a breeze. Right now you're in Park 1 or Park 2, at least I am. All you gotta do is see this little frequency little button here. It looks like a heartbeat. That's what reminds me of it, is a heartbeat. Click that. You can cycle through right now. I'm in 4 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz, 10, 15, 20, 40, and you're back to multi again. Now on the 600 you will not have this many frequencies. You'll have I think 3 or 4 to begin with. I can't remember what they are off the top of the head, but I'll post a table in the video for you. But again, 4 kilohertz is a good place to start if you're having issues. Now the lower you go, you're gonna lose out on some key targets. So not so much lose out, but they won't hit as hard on certain targets. So I recommend going higher. Most people are going to be around the 10 kilohertz range, 15. Start bumping up, go up to about 20. If you're still having interference at 20, bump it up to 40. you probably will clear everything up if you hit 40. But worst case, go back down to 4 and see if that works. Now, anytime you change one of these settings, I highly recommend you go back and re-ground balance your machine again, and always noise cancel. Those are some big changes you're making, and you're going to want to make sure that you noise cancel the machine over again, and you certainly have to ground balance. So anytime we make any one of these big changes on the Equinox, you're going to want to go and ground balance the machine. And I've got a video on ground balancing. You can watch that over on my channel as well. I'll put a link in the description. But you definitely want to come on over and do a noise cancel for sure. Oh, you got to lift up your coil too. I always forget that. So lift up your coil, do a noise cancel, and you should be good to go. Any of those things you try should quiet your machine down. Now, if it doesn't, then you got some really serious EMI problems going around wherever you're at. It may not work for you, but don't think there's something wrong with the machine. There could be something, but most of the time it's just because you're near electric lines that are just going bonkers, and there's not much you can do. Changing frequencies, changing your sensitivity settings, ground balancing, noise canceling are the 4 things you could do. If it doesn't work, then move to another piece of property. That's all I can say. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hey, don't forget to join me over on Patreon, where I have a bunch of things I share with my patrons outside of this channel and outside of my other life. You get to see some of the things behind the scenes for me. Lately, it's been a lot of, well, you just have to go over there and see. But we've been testing the Coiltech 10x5 coil here. I got it on my Equinox right now. And so a lot of stuff's over on my Patreon page as well as the YouTube channel. So check us out over on Patreon and be a patron. I would appreciate it. Helps me support this channel and helps keep it going. So for as little as $1 a month, you can go over there and join me over there. And what else can I share with you? If you guys are looking for an Equinox, I highly recommend you check out Fort Bedford Metal Detectors. That's where I got mine. That's where I got my coils. They're a really good company, and I highly recommend them to you guys. I know I say that a lot, but I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it. So give them a look. Tell Keith Scott from the Mental Metal channel sent you, and he'll hook you up. Well, that's all for me in this micro session, I think number 5 for the Minelab Equinox. Hope you got something out of it. If you didn't, let me know in the comments. If you did, let me know in the comments. If there's some other ideas on these micro session videos you want me to go over, just put a comment, let me know. And if you're over on my Patreon page, let me know over there what we can do too. All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in another Mental Metal video.